So you need to understand why Naxalism gained traction in India. Okay, why Naxalism has been such a potent force in last 4-5 decades in India. Okay, excuse me. So causes of left-wing extremism in India. Okay, so you must see that, see, tribals had been living peacefully since time immemorial in peaceful coexistence with nature. Okay, but when Britishers arrived, okay, they implemented the Forest Act. Okay, and it led to the change in the relationship between the tribals and the forest. Okay, tribals were outside from their traditional livelihood. Okay, they were thrown out of jungles where they have been living from time immemorial. They lost their rights over land, they lost their rights over forest produce, which definitely had led to a, a kind of dejection in their minds. Okay, even after independence, okay, their situation did not improve. Indian government still implemented Forest Rights Act. The land reforms that had been implemented by the various governments, they failed in most of the states. The land ceiling, okay, see, the main idea is jal, zameen and jungle. Okay, so tribals, when they live in forest, water, forest and land, these are one of the three basic resources that they utilize. If any of these three sources are impacted, it will definitely lead to kind of dejection in their minds. Okay, so land ceiling laws definitely fail in India. There was encroachment and occupation of government and community lands. You can see various development activities, be it railways, be it various dams in India, be it various roads in India. Okay, when they were created, the land was occupied by tribals only, right? So it led to a sense of alienation among the tribal mind. Okay, the traditional land rights that they held were taken away from them. Okay, there was land acquisition without appropriate compensation and rehabilitation. And even see, even whenever Indian government provided rehabilitation or compensation, most of the time compensation were too low. The alternate land provided to the tribals were of low productivity, and their symbiotic relationship of the tribals along with the forest, that was disbalanced. Okay, this will definitely create a sense of alienation among the minds of tribals. Okay, so the age old tribal forest relationship was threatened. Okay, once tribals are dejected by the government, it creates a fertile ground for them being influenced by the radical ideologies. Okay, then even development initiatives were deficit. We can see that when the land was occupied, okay, for various infrastructure purposes, the main beneficiary of those development activities were urban areas. Okay, whenever a road is created, whenever a dam is created, the electricity goes to the urban people. Road is created mainly to connect to urban centers. Okay, or exploit the resources of the tribal region. Okay, in such a situation, okay, the benefit of development is not accruing to the tribal people. Okay, it has led to unemployment. The benefits of development are not going to them. There is no creation of job opportunities, and whatever job opportunities they had in the traditional forests, that were lost. Okay, it led to poverty, definitely. and we talked about in the initial phase of the lecture that unemployment and poverty are one of the biggest breeders of extremist ideologies. Okay, the infrastructure was lacking in tribal areas, schools or hospitals, okay, are still missing after 75 years of independence. Okay, if we see, if 75 years of independence have passed, okay, and still such basic amenities are lacking in tribal areas, definitely people will be dejected by the government and they would like to overthrow the government and use the resources for the benefit of themselves. Okay, there is a lack of education, lack of poor health facilities. Okay, we regularly come into the news where various tribal deaths have happened due to lack of health facilities. Okay, so once development deficit and Jal Jangal Zameen has happened, it creates a fertile ground. Okay, there is also social exclusion, alienation. Okay, what happens is, see, even after the SC/ST Act of 1989, okay, there has been recurrent violation of human rights. Okay, so see, in tribal areas, if there is a tribal areas, most 90% of the tribals, and there are few landlords, okay, landlords to control the economy of that area. Okay, so they regularly exploit these tribal people and it leads to abuse and lack of dignity of life. Tribals are not respected in their own region. Okay, it leads to disconnect with the mainstream. Okay, because there is no communication, there is no interaction of tribal with the various mainstream of the society. So many times whatever issues are happening in tribal areas, they are not highlighted in India. Okay, this lead to, all these issues lead to discontent against the government. Okay, so they blame that the government is responsible for all these activities. Okay, so all this, whenever it is happening, it is mainly due to governance deficit. So be it administration, be it school facilities, be it health facilities, be it any kind of infrastructure, whenever governance is lacking, governance is lacking in a region, it will lead to people becoming dejected by the government. Okay, so there is a lack of routine administration, incompetent, ill-trained and poorly motivated public personnel. So whoever forest officers are present in these forested areas, they are less impacted by the vagaries of these people. Okay, they are morely rule oriented rather than being people oriented. Okay, mismanagement and corruption in government scheme, definitely when government is implementing so many schemes for the benefit of tribals, poors, but due to corruption the benefits are not reaching the lowest strata of the society, they will not see if it is beneficial for India. Okay, right, beneficial for them, they will not feel that government is doing anything for their benefit. Okay, now there are special laws have been implemented, right? I talked about SC/ST Act, the Forest Rights Act. Okay, these kind of acts, wherever they are giving protection to the tribals, these laws are not properly implemented by the government and it leads to the governance deficit in the region. Okay, even the politics, okay, you must see, whenever we have active politics in India, okay, in wherever there is active politics in India, it acts as a whistle. Okay, whistle in a pressure cooker. It helps us channelize whatever kind of pressure is building in the society. Okay, politics can help vent out that anger. Okay, but in tribal areas, even the political parties are not that active. Okay, so if the political parties are not that active and they only arrive in 5 years during the time of election, it leads to discontent with the politics also. Okay, they see that politics is not doing anything for them. Okay, and it leads to building up of frustration in the society, and it leads to them becoming vulnerable towards the extremist ideologies.
Thank you for watching the video. Civils Daily provides complete UPSC guidance with multiple GS courses, test series, and personalized mentorship. Please fill the Samanvay form linked below to experience our one-to-one mentorship. Thank you.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from Civils Daily.